From the Golden Coast of Sarasota, Florida, this is the National High School Coaches Association 7-on-7 Football Championship. During the summer of 2010, hundreds of premier high school football players came to the IMG Sports Academy in Bradenton, Florida. All winners of regional 7-on-7 competitions are set up by the National High School Coaches Association. They came to hone their skills, learn from premier coaches and trainers, and work on their conditioning. But they also came to win.
We're in Bradenton, Florida at the IMG Academies for the 2010 National High School Coaches Association National 7-on-7 Championships. It's an outstanding event with 9 teams from across the country with a double elimination format, an event that encompasses not only the tourist attractions of the Bradenton, Sarasota area, but also highlights the experience that the players can take away from that, whether it's the 360 program or the different events going on at the IMG Academies with instruction in weight training, speed and fitness, and nutrition, to give us a tournament that will be very exciting for the players and the coaches, give them an opportunity to improve, and potentially set a standard for things to come for their 2010 high school season. With 7-on-7, we made the decision as National High School Coaches Association to try to impact what's going on during the summer. We want teams, we want folks to, not only coaches and players, but the whole group of folks that make up the chemistry of a team, coaches, players, parents, fans, to be able to come to an event and grow the chemistry to help their team during the regular season. What we do as an association, the event that we provide as an association, and the things that happen at our event all collectively come together to either make the player a better player for the team or make the team better as a whole.
The IMG Madden Academy and really is excited to have the opportunity to be the host facility here and bring numerous teams down here for our 7-on-7 NHSCA National Championship. It's an honor for us to have the opportunity to watch these players, to provide a first-class facility, and then really to watch these kids compete. I tell all my kids that I coach that don't complain, don't explain and find solutions, and be ready to compete. My philosophy is to have every athlete built from the ground up and to build a solid foundation, not only on the field, but off the field. Into the line, blocking, sprint left. Give it to him.
With the competition, you know, you got your teams from different states. It's almost like you're defending your turf. You know, you're going to get to defend your state's honor a little bit. The guys from Florida didn't want to lose to the guys from Texas. The guys from Georgia want to do well against the guys from South Carolina. This information goes out over a large amount of media, whether it's television or newspaper or radio. These guys are all naturally competitive, or they wouldn't play football.
There you go, Pink.
So it's almost like you don't need to throw a little more on top of them, but it's just like that, you know, it's that extra little kick in the sauce that makes things kind of neat and it makes it enjoyable as a fan to watch it and as a coach to be involved in it too.
This is the NHSCA National 7-on-7 Football Championship, powered by Under Armour, and brought to you by Sports Authority and the Sarasota Tourist Board. Every high school athlete that comes to the IMG Academy gets a chance to learn and improve on their game. But another big part of the program is learning life skills. From leadership to role-playing, to business and academia, it's all about helping these young athletes reach their maximum potential.
This is a big day, son. It's a big day. You're excited? You should be excited. I need to see that excitement. This is 6th grade graduation. Your mother and I have been waiting for 11.5 years.
The Performance Institute at IMG Academies is kind of a 360 approach to training an athlete. It includes communication by game on, which is the program I deliver, mental conditioning, nutrition, physical conditioning, life skills, athletic regeneration, and the idea is to try to capitalize on these departments to help the athlete not just on the field or the course or the court, but also off, to help make them a well-balanced athlete and a well-balanced person.
The goal of the workshops was to provide the athletes with a comprehensive experience on all aspects of performance. At the end of the day, it's about 7-on-7 and getting out there and playing well, but we wanted to provide some opportunity for them to see a more expansive version of athlete education. We want to give them every possible resource in play: eye training, mental training, communication training, etc. Steve Shenbaum, who spoke today, this is a guy that is with Alex Smith at the NFL draft, Greg Oden at the NBA draft. His job is to help these athletes bring their brand out front as best as they possibly can.
Has it been done to you? That little jab, the little thing about your outfit, or your girlfriend, or the look, or the cologne, or the bad feet smell, or something. Have you had it done to you? If you've had it done to you, check this. If you can poke your teammate to make him feel like crap, why don't you poke the teammate and make him feel great and you guys will win? The same energy it takes to make fun of someone, it takes actually less energy to lift them up. I can make fun of Michael, it's going to make more energy out of me, and he's going to feel like crap. But if I take less energy and actually poke him in the right way, he feels good, I feel good, he's my receiver, I'm the quarterback, I look good, he looks good, and we all get varsity leather jackets. You with me?
And so you look and say, well, geez, how can a game like Expert Speaker or some of these games, how can they actually help you?
I'm going to teach you guys a game called Expert Speaker. It's one of my standard games. I play it a lot. I want to show you guys the value of just taking care of yourself.
They're very, very important because 55% of anybody's impression of you is completely nonverbal, and 38% is extraverbal, which is your voice tone. So 93% of anybody's impression of you has nothing to do with what you say, but how you say it and the way you look when you say it.
How Game On communication kind of came to be was the idea of getting athletes interactive and getting them on their feet through improvisation.
What's our topic that we know nothing about that's going to make us look good? Don't pick a silly topic and pick something appropriate. Scuba dive, that's a good one, man. And ask us a couple of questions. And you got it? Now, I'm going to add one more thing. At the end of our overall sentences, as many as we want, we got to say, the team has spoken. Or the team has spoken. We're a team, man. You got it?
So the seminar that I led for the athletes today was about honesty about who they are, humility, how to honor each other, how to respect each other, laugh with as opposed to laugh at, and humor. Being able to build a team by pulling each other up as opposed to knocking each other down.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. What's the craziest thing y'all seen underwater?
The biggest thing I have ever seen was a dinosaur. Period.
When you have a young athlete who's never really thought about things other than their sport, and they come into the session kind of tough, and they leave with a smile on their face, they leave with their shoulders back, and they're a little more confident, and their team sees them in a different light, that's an awesome feeling.
Looked straight at me and I ran. Here. The dinosaur. It said, period.
But you're hoping if that athlete becomes a college or pro player, great, but if they don't, you hope that those skills they just learned might help them in a job interview, or on a date, or just in the business of life.
The team has spoken, period. Give it a hand.
This is the National High School Coaches Association 7-on-7 Football Championship, powered by Under Armour and sponsored by Sports Authority and Stack.com. The National High School Coaches Association 7-on-7 tournament is a round-robin double-elimination football competition. It features some of the top high school players from around the country. It's built to give students off-season training with a platform to work on their football skills during downtime. Another big part of the program is life training, and the IMG Academy and Under Armour bring in the best of the best in that department.
During the summer, there's only so many things you can do. You can run, you can lift, you can work on the technical aspects of what you're preparing for in August, September, and October as a team. One of the things you can do is you can come out and you can work on your passing game, you can work on your pass defense. Most states are going to allow you to do that in their rules. So as a coaches association, we're going to do everything we can to fit within the rules of each state association and allow teams to compete against each other and give them that opportunity to face other teams, to have that arena of competition where they can get better while they're facing good competition.
With IMG bringing the 7-on-7 national tournament here, it's really encouraging to have the quality of coaches and the quality of teams that are in here. You're able to see outstanding players, but I think just as important is to be able to see the overall attitude that the atmosphere here at IMG creates when you come here. There's an expectation level when you come into this type of environment that you conduct yourself with class, and that's the kind of thing that you're able to see out on the football field.
The competition here is it's way greater than any competition we face back home. We play locally. We never get to, explore and play a lot of competitions. So coming out here and playing against Florida's best is something neat for these guys. This gives our offense really a good time to bond, our quarterback and receivers, and it gives our defensive secondary a chance to get used to the way each other play. And it's just a good thing to help us before two-a-days start. We've played in many tournaments, and here we had a minimum of 7 pool games. Most of the tournaments we go to, we have 3 games. So, I mean, the amount of games here is something that we've never got to do, and it's really good for us.
Hey, don't chase so deep, Cody. Just stay home. Let's go, D. Hey, big stop now, big stop.
I get to see some of the best secondary players in the nation, and then we can carry that into fall football, and then it'll turn out where we're going to be facing a lot of people that don't play as good as these guys down here, because this is the best of the best down here.
Well, the 2 things that I see, number one, they got to come out here and compete against other people. Then instead of just using the summer as an experience to play against themselves, they come out here and get excited about competing against another school. And secondly, they get to meet people from other areas, from other parts of the country, and to see another part of a life that maybe isn't the same thing that they see every day at their high school. They see students that are walking around the IMG campus here from other parts of the world and other parts of the country that are training here in other sports, and they see how hard they're working to become better as an athlete, and we hope that some of that carries over for our students that are here this week.
In the 7-on-7 games, there's 22 total minutes in each game. 20 of those minutes are going to run continuously. When we get to the last 2 minutes of the game, players get a 2-minute warning, kind of like in the NFL, and then the clock's going to run like it would in a normal football game. The last 2 minutes, players go out of bounds, the clock stops, incomplete passes, the clock stops, change of possession, the clock will stop on a sack. So it allows the teams to do some time management.
I think the tournament's been run very well by the group. We have learned, I think, some things about ourselves as far as conditioning is concerned, because you have to be ready to play every 20 or 30 minutes to get in another game. And by the course of the day, when you're playing 5 22-minute games where you're running around on the field, it's a great conditioning thing from a football standpoint for the wide receivers, defensive backs, and linebackers.
Coach told us before the tournament that all our linebackers, they got to stay focused, because 7-on-7 is hard, mostly for linebackers, because they take you out your read steps, and you got to try to move quicker. And, most times if we're going man, you guarding a receiver that's way littler than you, so you got to try to run with them.
Building teamwork is just basically coming to workouts every day and, getting familiar with everybody and trying to, see what their weaknesses and strong points of the game is. So what we do is just work on that this whole summer, and we come together as a team, and we basically just come out here and try to perform to get in the championship.
There has been a lot of excitement about the IMG 360 Combine program and how it helps future athletes. Here to tell us more about it is Under Armour's Senior Director of Performance, Brian Griffin.
Combine to Under Armour is a very important word, because we believe it's the one true measure of an athlete's potential. And ultimately, we got into the business of Combine with IMG in the interest of helping all athletes get better. At the high school level, there's a lot of opportunity now to go out and showcase your performance. We wanted to do that in multiple sports. So with IMG, we've gone out, we've created a measurement system. That measurement system is called C360. And what it does, it takes a 360-degree approach to the athlete. Looks at everything from nutrition, communication, mentality, integrated athleticism, sports-specific athleticism, and foundational athleticism. Because ultimately, an athlete's more than just on field. We want to make sure they understand their strengths, their weaknesses, what they do well, what they can improve on.
The 360-degree approach to training is important because everybody thinks they just need to work on their bench press, or they need to work on their squats, or they need to work on their 40. Well, no. Everything's important, not just one element. It's all important. No variable is better than the other. They're all important. They all work simultaneously when you play on the field.
What we do is we try to take a look at that athlete as an individual. We try to say, okay, here's he or she's position, here's what they do, here's what they want to achieve, here's their goals and aspirations. In order to get to the next level, what they're really asking for is guidance. On field, we take a strong look at what they're doing well. How are they running their patterns? How are they throwing the ball? What kinds of things are they doing that are not really productive? And help them become more efficient. You do that through great coaches. Coaches coach. And so at Under Armour, at IMG, what we do is we bring the best of the best, great trainers.
The good thing about especially being a professional offensive lineman is you're able to transfer that information, everything that you've learned, to guys this age. It's a lot of action, as you can see, a lot of guys doing a lot of different things, but that's not moving around. They're being taught to do specific things.
You turn your shoulders into it, you know what I mean? It's just the alphabet, still what?
Hey, don't hop through, run through.
We also bring great coaches, former NFL coaches, former college coaches, that really do understand the game. They want to provide those insights. So these folks individually get a chance to go and compete as an individual athlete, get those one-on-one scenarios with the coach, and then get into 7-on-7 and more team-oriented games where they actually get to see these athletes perform in the real environment.
The National High School Coaches Association, the IMG Academy, and Under Armour has created a very unique tournament and program that has proven to be successful. It features 9 of the top high school teams, brought in from different states from across the country: South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, and Florida. As in all double elimination tournaments, in the end, the 2 best teams were standing. The favorite, the perpetual Bradenton, Florida powerhouse Southeast High School, who came out of the loser's bracket. And from the winner's bracket, the little-known La Villa High School from South Texas. La Villa, the smallest school both in team size and school population, took on the best teams in the tournament and came out on top. This small school team, with its unassuming players all from the Texas border region, won with speed and timely defense. Now let's take a look at some highlights of the top 2 teams as they vie for the 2010 NHSCA National 7-on-7 Football Championship. It looked like Southeast would dominate the boys from Texas, landing big offensive plays and winning the first game of the finals.
Get out, chill, get in, Reggie, get in. Here we go. Yeah.
The second game looked like it was going to be a non-stop offensive blitz by Southeast, connecting long 3 times.
Hey, no harm done, baby. No harm done. He has no more speed than you do.
With only seconds to play, the entire game came down to Southeast scoring or La Villa stopping the Southeast hot hands. In the end, it turned out to be the little guys on La Villa's defense that made the final play of the tournament, a game-winning interception.
kids just played phenomenal. You know, despite losing the first game by 1 point, it's just phenomenally. The way we came together that last game was just great. And when we got here, you know, a lot of teams we were very overlooked. I mean, we were pretty much, you know, not even considered a threat. And, you know, taking home a national tournament, it's real. It does feel as good as they say. What we did for the game was make our defense work. But most of our better guys were going on both sides of the ball, and we just had to hustle. Every play, every down, every second, we just hustled.
The defensive play was good because when we couldn't get in the end zone or score, they would step it up and get an interception or a stop mostly. They were always there and helping us.
As a player, reading coverages, reading receivers, being aggressive out there, utilizing my speed out there, using quickness, I got work pretty much for me, so that should get me ready for a real thing.
Congratulations to all the rest of the La Villa Cardinals.
The intensity this place brings to the game and to the kids, it's something new to most kids, and it just makes you play that much better and make you want it that much more.
What happened for next year is our kids will be asking me, are we going to IMG? Are we coming back here? Are we going to be a part of this 7-on-7 again if it's held here at IMG? So I think that's one of the carrots. Now that they've been here, they're going to want to come back and be a part of it because of what their experience here.
The takeaway, we hope, is that they go out and they've had a fun experience. And most of the things that we saw from the sidelines were that coaches were putting things in perspective. This isn't their regular season. This is a tournament to help prepare them for their regular season. I think the coaches did a great job with that end. And helping the players feel like when this was all over, the best thing they could have from it was a takeaway of, I got better, and our team got better. Whether you won a trophy or not, I got better, my team got better, and that's going to pay off down the road for us as a team and as a player.
Thank you for watching the 2010 NHSCA National 7-on-7 Football Championship.